earlier I was I plugged in my iron, I had my radio going and my fans, and I heard a loud electric crackling sound. So come out here, and I don't know, there it is. And I could hear it from the inverter. I don't know if you can see this, but there's a hole in the wire. So I think the wire size I was using was a little too small. So temporary fix, we're just re-splicing it here and resoldering it just to get it going. And then next time I land in a town, we might try to find like an extension cable and use a bigger gauge or something. Okay, so I'm here sailing with my dad, and we had just hit the snorkel reef here, and we've been motoring back because there's only been like 1 knot of wind all day. And all of a sudden my motor overheat alarm goes off, which has never happened before. So we've stopped the engine, we waited a while and went ahead and tried again, and it went ahead and overheated. And so after looking through all the freshwater systems, we finally ended up on the water pump. And I don't know why you can see it, but this is supposed to have blades on it. There was 1 blade left, and it fits in here and pumps the water. And obviously that is no good. And so we are still anchored out here. We've got like a knot or 2 of wind. We're going to try to sail somewhat close to shore. And you're supposed to have extras of these, but I obviously do not. So we will try to catch an Uber and then make our way to West Marine in the morning. Okay, so we spent the day on the islands here trying to find this impeller, and I finally got the impeller put back in, the new one. And then the people at West Marine recommended where I think it's called the heat exchanger, so the fresh water cools down the coolant. They said you got to check for the little fins that break off, and so pulled 5 of the 6 out and flushed the pipe and couldn't find the other one, so it's probably fine. We got this all cleaned out, any gunk, and so we got to get it sealed back up and the hoses, and we should be good to go. So as much as I don't feel like sharing this story, I think it's probably valuable for someone out there to hear. So my dad was here for a week. We had spent the day yesterday in Key West. So I'm anchored here in Marathon. We took the bus to Key West, and as we came back, my boat Slipknot here was anchored, left anchored here, and ended up, when we came back, it was all the way down by the bridge. And so obviously my heart sank as I was going out. My neighbor here, Doc, he came over and said that the anchor had come undone, and we had a fairly large tide shift go out. And so here all the water channels and goes under the bridge. So my anchor had come undone and got tied up on the anchor line. And luckily he was mid-shave, but he saw it and ran out and got it secured for me right before he hit the bridge. Because if it would have just ripped the mast right off the boat, and this trip would have been over. So big thank you to Doc. He really saved us there. But that being said, obviously something needed to change. So the original thing that I had is I had one anchor with only 8 foot of chain and then about 120 foot of rope. And so that obviously was not cutting it. So after talking with several people and Doc last night, this morning I ran over to Home Depot and we have upgraded, and I will flip around and show you what we've got going now. Okay, so this is the same anchor I've been using on the front. I've got my secondary anchor set up now, holding me in place. I will be using both of those, but I'm getting the line swapped out. So now, before I had this this chain here and only 8 foot of it, and this is what came with the boat when I bought it. I'll show you so that's the size, and then this is what I've got now. I've got 60 foot of this, and you can see it's actually the next size up as well. So I've upgraded to 3/8 inch chain. And like I said, there's 60 foot of chain, and I'm using the same anchor rope here, so 120 foot of rope. But we'll only let out the chain and maybe 10 or 20 foot of rope. It depends on the circumstances, but I've got all of this now reshackled onto this main anchor. I had to cut the old shackles off because they were so rusted. And what I'm going to do is use this chain for now and set it up. I bought some new anchor line as well for the secondary anchor. And then eventually I'll probably get some more chain for the second anchor as well, which would be just in extreme weather. You'd have both set up, and then we'd have that plenty of chain. But the chain helps hold the anchor laying flat along the bottom with all that extra weight. So I'm going to go ahead now and get this deployed. I think I've got it all set up, and hopefully that fixes everything.
When sailing along through life, the sea will throw many challenges your way. Luckily, Damon was surrounded by those who helped him survive through the challenges the past week had dealt. In life, you must be grateful for all of the obstacles you are given. They will strengthen you as you continue on with your journey. Thanks for watching.